Hey YouTube, Tristan Blaze, Astro Empires. Here we are going to discuss, well, not discuss, we're going to show, there's my GM hitting fucking United Colonies again. Today we're going to start our 12th base, brand new base. It's going to cost a little bit under 200,000 credits because when you downgrade structures, you get a little off the next base. So like you downgrade like one photon turret, you get like X amount, like half of what that building cost. You get that as like a discount on your next base. So number one, we've already built the outpost ship. We got the credits on hand. We have moved everything to where we are going to build our base. All right, and let's just cancel out the porn for a second. We have our fleet, Sadie Satanas, or Satanas. I might be mispronouncing this name. I apologize. She is someone I found on Twitter. Yeah, I got like a 6K discount. From all the crap I disbanded. And a name that will strike terror in the fear, or strike terror and fear in all my opponents when they see this base. Shemale Heaven. All right. Also, a good porn site, by the way. Rather well. And there you go. See, boom. Construction of new base completed. That's it. There you go. Now, here's what you're going to go back to. We're going to go back to the economy, the main empire page of all the events. And there we go. Right there at the bottom. If you saw it for a split second, there it is. And there we go. Nothing. No economy. No construction production. Well, like minimal construction production value. Zero research value. Like nothing. Just can't do anything. Number one, always have a spare commander. Kalen J. There we go. It's just a thing that I do. I always have an extra commander for construction purposes only, because it gets the base up and running faster. It gets you building your buildings faster. It just allows you to get that base up to speed a lot faster. You look at the bases that are the last two bases that I have, Nightlife and Pass. They're getting up there. They're getting up there, but not 100%. I'm gonna have to stop the recording for like a bit before I go. Whatever. I'll send her there in a bit. I mean, it's going to take her 10 minutes to get there anyways. It's more important if I actually just got there and started the construction and the production and all the hunky-dory little building things that we love. So you see we have our basic area, 65. We have 4 energy. You always start, I believe, with 4 energy. No matter where your planet is, it's always 4 energy no matter what. And you start out with your base fertility level, which for me is a 5 fertility. So I got basically 4 things that I can build before I build anything else. And these are all level 1. There you go. 416 hours to build an orbital shipyard if I had this fucking, if I had the credits and the fucking energy, it'd take me that long to build it. But you look, this is level 1, how quick this shit is. It's like, 1 minute. It's like this. So 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So we're going to build that. And then what you're going to see is you're going to queue up a bunch of stuff. You're going to see 3 metal refineries going to be built first. Because that's going to cost 1, that's going to cost 2, that's going to cost, I believe, 5. It's either going to be 4, 5, or 6. I forget which one. And then we're going to go with our robotic factories. Now, why don't we just build an extra metal refinery? Because we're trying to keep every cost the same. So we're going to build metal refineries up until we hit the cost of a robotic factory. Then we're going to build a robotic factory. At that point, we're going to need energy, so we build a fusion plant. Then we're going to go shipyard. We are not going to build spaceports. We're not going to build spaceports. This is not a base that I'm trying to build up for trade. 2 reasons why. 1, it takes area away from the base right off the bat. It just takes area away. It's not needed at this moment. Eventually, we will build at least 2 trade routes and probably around 10 economic centers for the extra boost in the economy. But we're not doing that shit right now. Oh, let's also look at our defenses. Because any of these can be built. You know, I can build, well, provided energy is there, I can build them all. Depending on your economy, to me, I would say anything less than a 50 economy, I would have at least 2 photon turrets. When you start getting to around 80 to 90 for your economy, you'd want to put up at least 2 disruptor turrets, at least 2. Okay, potentially 3. It just depends. Like, are you in an area where there's a lot of people? Do they not like you? You know, have you pissed off a lot of people? You know, maybe people you have, you know, occupied pretty much all their bases in this galaxy, and if they find your base, they might attack you. You know, shit like that, basically. But because we're also running on an asteroid, okay, we finished up with the metal refinery, and that's how, like, level 1s are just really quick to build. And you see, you know, you see all the time just dropped a little bit because we've increased our construction capacity. The planetary shields, planetary rings, I get a 50% discount on those. So these things build very quickly. And I mean very quickly. So within the first week, if you're at my level, what's that, cybernetic 4, you're probably going to, probably by the end of the night, pardon me, pardon me, probably around the end of the night, I'm going to come back and you're going to see photon turrets are going to be a lot less time. You know, right now it's 36 minutes, but you're going to see those drop, or 36 hours. Blech. You're going to see that drop. It's going to drop incredibly fast. Oh, and you start out with, I believe a 20 on construction capacity. I think a 20. Now, you start out with no production capacity. So I've only built 1 metal refinery, and I get 3 production capacity. So why do I have 4 here? It's because I have cybernetic of 4. It gives me that extra little boost, you know? That extra little boost makes everything a little bit faster. And I mean, look at this. Android factory, level 1 is 1,000, man. That's insane. Nanite is 80. So what I hope to do by the end of the night is I hope to have, oh God, it's 1:15. I'm probably not going to bed for at least another hour, if not more. I'm hoping to have at least around maybe like 3 levels of metal refineries, 2 robotic, 2 shipyards, probably at least one command center with another one in production, and then possibly build up a photon turret. Have that in the queue, then a few more refineries, you know, metal, robotic, you know, things like that, and then potentially build up another one. I got 1,000 fighters already there. I'm going to get my level 4 commander, I believe, down here. It takes 10 minutes when your commander is not assigned. If you assign a commander and then you move it, it's the speed of a scout ship, I believe. So depending on where you send them from, it depends on how long they get there. Again, we're not building trade routes. We're not building economic centers. We want to keep the economy low enough and the defense is high enough, along with the fleet overhead, to basically cause an attacker to lose way more than they would ever possibly gain financially from hitting the base. That keeps the majority of people from just like saying, oh, this is an easy base to hit. It's, it's like, oh yeah, it's an economy of 40, but it's got like double disruptor turrets. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to lose way more than I'm going to get off of this base probably. Move along to something easier. That's how people operate most of the time. That being said, individual players like Mad Apple, they're still on the server. Jack Burton's still on the server. People that I've pissed off, occupied their shit, they've disbanded bases because they see me coming. Yeah, it's a little bit different for guys like that because they might see a new base that you just started and they'd be like, oh, hey, I'm going to fuck this guy over real quick. Oh, hey. Bunch of prompts. There we go. Boom. Yeah, see, now it's at 3. The next one, I believe, is going to be at 6. So, or the next one is going to be at 5, or it's something to that effect. It's actually, let me look. So I'm at level 2. I'm going to build level 3. No, it's going to be 4. So I'll build the 4 levels of metal refineries before I even touch robotic factories. So that's how we're going to do it. There we go. We'll just go right back to the structure tab. And we'll just clear a little of this out. There we go. Another metal. Fusion. Now, I mean, in terms of solar, I think I have like solar 2 and gas 1 or 2. It's not, for solar gas plants, it's a pretty shit fucking planet, but better than nothing. So then we go, oh wait, no. We go robotic, and then shipyard. And once we get the first 4 levels of metal refineries done, all you're going to see is you're just going to see metal, robotic, shipyard, metal, robotic, shipyard, until we hit 80, and then we throw a nanite factory in. We build everything up based off of how much credits it costs, which keeps time on our side. It gets the base built as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible. It ramps up the economy, but again, we're focusing predominantly on construction, production. We're not focusing on spaceports and trade or just pure economic center economy. We're focusing on stuff that's going to allow me to produce defenses faster. And what were we at? We're at like 30-something hours for photon turrets before. Yeah, we're at 36 hours. So yeah, like every metal refinery, you take 3 hours off of photon turrets. Bring in a commander that takes a couple percentage points off of it, yeah, it's a lot faster to build those. So you can build bases and relatively quickly, within a few hours, get that number down to 12 hours, and then just queue up 2 photon, just queue up a couple of fusion plants, and 2 photon turrets, and then boom, there you go. You can go to sleep. What I would have liked to have done is I would have liked the credits to have rolled in a bit differently, but I had the opportunity to do this late at night, which I really didn't want to, but hey, it is what it is, and I needed to get this done as fast as possible. So we'll be back in a little bit, and I'm going to show the end result of, let's see, it's 121 right now, so depending on when I go to sleep, we'll see what the end result is. So got my 2 Titans building, so we'll see what we can do, and we'll see how far we've gone in a few hours. Alright, here we are back at the base. It's been like an hour, roughly. We got our 5 metal refineries put up, 2 robotic factories. We got 1 shipyard, about to finish up the second one. More urban, we need to build another urban structure. We got metal robotic fusion in the queue, waiting. Now, normally what I do is I tend to do this first thing in the morning instead of right at night because I got to go to sleep. And normally what I'm capable of doing is I'm capable of getting photon turrets down to around 12 hours. So I normally build a photon turret before I go to sleep. Can't do that right now. What's probably going to happen, yes, we know. All of these are done. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to wait till the metal and robotic factories are finished, and I'm probably going to queue up 1 ion turret, adding 5 more to construction. It should get this down to like 4.5 hours. So, a little bit after I wake up, it should be finished. And it gives me a modicum of protection. I mean, think about it. I'm going to add 2 more to the economy. The economy is going to be at 11. I'm going to have an 11 economy. I'm going to have 1,000 fighters. It's not going to be much of a pillage bonus at that point. So the ion turrets, I'm hoping potentially they'll be down to around 4.5 hours to build. And I could build another one, but I'm not going to build 2 ion turrets at this moment. And we're going to go back to our basic structures. And we'll more than likely, we're going to build another robotic factory. Oh, the commander, Kaylin J, she's here. Assigned and still leveling up to level 4. Probably going to level her 1 or 2 times a day off of the XP that I have in the bank. So right now it's been about an hour and we've gotten up to a 9 economy. Now once we hit around 19 credits per structure, probably going to be right after this metal refinery. No. We do not want that. We don't want it that way. Because that metal refinery is 8. Then it's going to be that one. Then a robotic factory. God damn it. Yeah, it'll be that one because it'll cost 8. And then the other one should cost about 16. So we'll balance it that way. I always mess that up for some reason. I always build... You need to build 5 metal refineries before you start your robotic and shipyards. I always build 4 for some reason. I don't know why. All right, so once we start getting up to, once we hit around 20 credits per, which should be this next cycle of 2 metal, a robotic, and a shipyard, but, you know, we're going to do fusion and an ion turret, then we'll go shipyard. After that, we'll probably put in our first command center. And see that? We're back up to 18K. We did our nightly pillages of all of our occupied bases, grabbed about 5,000 credits off of it. And just kept the income rolling in. So we'll go ahead, we'll throw up the ion turrets. Again, that's, you know, hopefully it'll be done by about the time I wake up. We're going to need another urban structure. So around the time I do a little recording tomorrow, to show how the base has kind of gone overnight. Oh yeah, and don't be surprised if somebody actually does hit this base. Don't be surprised if this base does get hit, by the way. But anyways, we'll go through it and we'll see what we got. Plan for tomorrow was, again, same thing. Just, you know, build, the main things you build is going to be metal, robotic, shipyard. And then when you get to the point to command center, you put up a command center. When you get to nanite, you just add nanite to the mix. You build up your urban, your fusion plants. If you have a solar 4 or gas 4, gas 5 planet, you build up the cheapest shit possible. You keep it as balanced as you can, and it'll just build up very faster. Well, it'll build up faster than if you just didn't have a plan. And then after that, probably tomorrow night before bed. I'm hoping to have an early bedtime tomorrow. Probably around tomorrow night, you're going to see a photon turret thrown up. I'm going to level up my commander. When I wake up, I'll probably be able to level her up, and then about 8 hours later, I'll grab another level for her, so she'll level up twice tomorrow. So she'll be level 6 by the time I wake up Tuesday, which, again, is going to be good. It's always good. And everything will get cheaper and cheaper, you know, 1% every time I level her up. So there we are on what I'm calling the end of day 1, but it was a very, very short day. So let's see what we're going to do on day 2. All right, here we go. It's 2:30. It's been about 12 hours, roughly. It's been about 12 hours since I've made the base. We're already at Metal Refinery 10, building level 11. We got our straw factory, 6 shipyards. We got 3 command centers built. All right, we got, right now, our economy is 22. All right, so within about 12 hours, I've established I'll establish a 22 economy per hour for the base. Construction of 74, production 65. Again, you know, only 6 shipyards. We can't really build a lot. This is normally, when I normally make a base, I start in the morning. So this is normally around the time where I would start probably building photon turrets. And as you see, we got it down to 13 hours. So in one day, I have photon turrets down to 13 hours. Planetary ring, that's about a week. That's roughly about a week to build a ring, and about 3.5 days to build a planetary shield. And this is on day one. Like, I could stop right now and just throw up, I don't know how long it would take to build an antimatter plant. How long would that take? I don't know. Antimatter. Yeah, it would take a day to build an antimatter plant. So if I stopped right now and built the antimatter plant, and just queued up antimatter and then queued up a P-ring in 8 days, I'd have both. And that's after just one day. This is why asteroids are really good, because you can build a very, very high construction, high production capability without even focusing on economy with spaceports and, economic centers. And within a few days, if not within the first week, you should be putting up your first P-ring, or at least you should be constructing your first planetary shield for that base. Being that it's an asteroid, you get an automatic 50% reduction no matter what. No, that doesn't count commanders. Which, speaking of which, is my commander finished with her training? No, 12 minutes. All right, 12 minutes, we're good. And I'll up her one more level. So you could, technically, I have now 3 asteroids. I'm looking at building 4 planetary shields, 4 planetary rings on each asteroid. Why? Because literally at that point in time, you really don't want to mess with that base. It's like, dude, 4 P rings, 4 P shields. That's like the end game defense for like all of my asteroids. Like, that literally is the end game defense. And this is just this I haven't even gone 24 hours yet. So it's been about 12 hours. I'll come back. It depends on the situation. Let me check the United Colony. Did that base drop their stability all the way? If that base drops stability all the way, I can pull that dreadnought back. No, it's still at 1%. All right, tomorrow it'll be done. So tomorrow when I wake up, the United Colony base will have vanished. It will have had a 0 stability. And I'll go ahead and just pull the dreadnought back. Then I'll have the dreadnought defense along. I'll have the dreadnought along with 1,000 fighters and however many command centers I put together. Now tonight, what's going to happen is before I go to bed, we are going to put up 2 photon turrets. We're going to build whatever energy requirements I need. I think I get 9 for each fusion plant. Photon requires 4. Ion requires 3 energy. Photon, yes, 4 energy. So I throw up 1 antimatter plant, and I could put up 2 photon turrets. If I can get a lot of stuff done, I could potentially build the photon turrets. Well, I might not queue up 2. I might just queue up 1. It really depends on where I'm at the end of the night. It just does. It depends. I might queue up 2. I might only queue up 1 because I can then just focus. I can keep the ion turret and have another photon backing it up, and then once I get more stuff built tomorrow, I can just downgrade the ion once I queue up a second photon, and that one's almost finished. So it's up in the air. It depends on what my construction capability is. But this is 12 hours into it, 12 hours in, we got the 22 economy. Pretty good with construction, pretty good with production, but we're not producing anything, really. We're not building anything on the base. Or we're not producing any fleet here. I mean, I can produce, what can I build? I can build everything up to a destroyer. I'm going to need 8 for the frigates, I think. which, yeah, I need 8 shipyards for that. I could build everything but an outpost ship. And I need 12 for that, or no, I need 10 for that. And I need 4 more for a cruiser. So I can build a pretty decent amount of stuff. I mean, we're not doing dreads or anything here, so let's not get crazy with it. But we're doing good, and we just keep going at it. And we'll stop back around midnight and see where we're at. All right, here we are, roughly about 1 day, 24 hours into the new base. And we got a 31 economy, a 95 construction capability, 90 production. We got a robot factory being built, and that's going to bring it to 97, maybe 98 if Cyber 4 brings it up to there. So it's like 97, 98. Within 1 day, even with just Cybernetic 2, you should be able to have about a 12-hour time frame on photon turrets. So that's why we got fusion plants being built after this, photon turrets. Then we're going back to our shipyard, our standard assortment. Once photon turrets are done, we're going to downgrade the ion turrets. We don't need to have a weaker defense. And let's see. We're going to go shipyard. What are my shipyards at? 7? No, they're at 8 already. Damn. Now, you see we're damn near to our freaking limit in area, though. But terraforming is cheap. Very cheap. We'll go with a nanite factory. Or no, we'll go with the we'll go with the nano. I'm gonna be paranoid and go with the command center instead. So I'd rather have that extra 5% fleet attack if I need it. So this is 1 day into it. Again, no economic buildings in terms of like our economic centers, our trade routes, nothing geared purely for economy. All right. And we have, let's click the overview real quick. We built 5 command centers. We built 1 level of ion turrets simply because I wanted some type of defense until I got photons down to 10. Photons down to about 10 to 12 hours. We got Kalen J up to level 6. We got our 1,000 fighters. Tomorrow the United Colony base will hit a stability of 0, which will just poof, vanish, gone. So we'll bring our Dreadnought back. We're training Kalen J for, we are currently training her, right? Yes, 5 hours. So a little bit after I wake up, she'll be level 7. And let me see. I recorded a video earlier. I want to see. Okay, so a little over about a day and a half for that Titan. It's about a day and a half for the Titan. So it's Monday night. All right, we started the base on Sunday night. What I want is within the first week, what we're looking to do is we're looking to bring planetary shields within the first week. We're looking to have probably around 3 photon turrets. So we'll build a bunch of fusion plants for that. I'm not really going to be bumping a very, very high economy. So, double to triple photon turrets should be good. What I'm looking to do, though, is before the end of the week is out, I'm looking to have the ability to put up a planetary shield within about 40 hours and about 80 hours for a P-ring, which will be about 4.5 days for a P-ring, and about a little under 2 days. 40 hours. Yeah, 40 hours. You're looking at about almost 2 days, and then about 4 days for the P-ring. So at that point, we just put up 2 antimatter plants, pop up a P-ring, pop up the shield, then pop up the ring, downgrade the 3 photon turrets in just, I think it's like 8-hour increments. You can't downgrade photon turrets. You have to wait, I think, 8 hours to downgrade a photon turret. And hopefully by Friday, about 5 days into it, we'll have that ability. Now, the reason why it's going to be so fast, it's going to be so cheap, is one, my commander, I'm training that commander just insanely, and 2, asteroids, 50% discount right off the bat. There we go. And can I do pillages on the bases yet? Can I pillage all of my occupied bases? Yes, half of these bases don't give me anything. They just give me 0 for the pillage. But the bases that do give me credits give me a decent amount of credits. I can pillage Lost in Space, but I'm not getting anything from them. So I'm going to hit the sack real quick and pillage in the morning. Sorry, had to yawn a bit. Yeah, I'm going to hit the sack real quick, pillage in the morning. I got no clue what the fuck that guy's doing, man. Like, I really have no clue what he's doing. Like, I scout tapped that base, and he has done dick. Did he even build it? Does he even have a fleet over there yet? Or just, he looks like, yeah, he doesn't even have a fleet yet. I'm thinking this guy might be inactive. Do I know any more of your base? Yeah, you play Magic the Gathering. That's great. Well, unless you play Reanimator and Legacy, Blazing Archon is a shit card, dude. And trust me, I know fucking Legacy, man. Check my fucking shit out. He's got one other base in the area. And let me guess, this is going to be like double P ring. I think I already checked that. I think I already checked this base. It's like double P ring or something. And it's only a 50 economy, so... No, it's triple P ring. You have a 50 economy base with triple P rings. Okay, you got 3P. Tired. Okay, so you got a jump gate 3, but what is your fleet made up of? Yeah, let's kill the fleet. I could probably drop like 1,500 freaking fighters and just nuke that fleet out real quick. Do you got any trade routes? Should have checked earlier. You don't have any trade rate. You have no trade routes, man. I mean, what were you... This guy has to be inactive. I mean, what were you building this base to do? I mean, if you wanted to build it as a jump gate base, I mean, I could easily assume that, but I don't fucking know. Okay, anyway, so within the first week, we're looking to start up the P rings, get them set, get them ready to go. And after that, it's just back to the normal grind, because at that point, we're probably going to have an economy of around possibly 60. Possibly 60. So we could actually just get by with disruptor turrets. But again, you know, at this stage in the game, it's, you know, you're past level 30 building a brand new base. You got to get P rings up as fast as you can. So I'm going to get those P rings up real quick. All right, end of day 2. All right, now we have a 38 economy. Our economy should be around 40 to 42. Again, this is for building on an asteroid. If you're building on a planet or if you're building on a moon, it's going to be a little bit different. Now, obviously, you're going to say, how is it going to be different? None of the structures you built are have a reduction in cost due to asteroid. It's different because this is what I'm going by right now. I've put up everything to fill the entire base. Now I have to terraform to add 5 area. Again, no spaceports, no economic centers, none of that crap. We're going purely for the production construction value. Now, to get me to have a second photon turret, I had to downgrade the ion turret. And I mean, you look at it, and it's like, okay, it's 2 hours to build an ion turret. That's a lot. 2 hours to build an ion turret. It's 13 to build a level 2 photon. It was about 12 to build the first one, and then it went up to, I believe, like 18 to build the second one. And then everything that was built today after that photon turret finished dropped it down to 13 hours. So I cut another 5 hours of construction time out. And then you look here, 106 for a ring, 53 hours for a planetary shield, and we're coming up to our final, the final, areas before we have to terraform. Now, for a free account, you're really only going to be able to terraform 5 levels. If you're on a free account, I don't recommend you build bases on an asteroid. As an upgrade account, I have access to terraform as many levels as I want. Advanced structures, I can build as many as I want, so it really doesn't bother me. And we've only gone through 6 fusion plants. And again, here we go. We can fuel all of that with 6, everything we got in the base, you can fuel with 6 fusion plants. Now, if you have, say, an asteroid that has like a solar 4, fusion 4, you're not going to have the 5 fertility. You'll probably only have a 4 fertility. So you're going to be pumping up more urban structures than mine. So most asteroids, I really have never seen an asteroid with a 6 fertility naturally occurring. I've seen asteroids that have a higher fertility if you like biosphere mod them, which I definitely recommend you biosphere mod an asteroid, simply because it lets you just cut down on so much area, especially when you have like a level 4 fertility. You biosphere mod that twice, bring it up to level 6. You could end up taking, I think, like 8 urban structures down, possibly, if depending on how well built the base is. And that's basically what we've done. I mean, we got 108 production, 108 construction, okay, a 38 economy. So we're gonna, I should check, so it's gonna be 40, 41, 40, so 42. Your economy, if you hit a fertility 5 asteroid as an upgrade account, post level 30, within 2 days, you should either have your photon turrets built or be ready to produce, or I'm sorry, have your second photon turret building, or have the second photon turret in the queue like I do, getting set to build. And your base should have, your 11 urban, 6 fusion. If you have energy 24, which I recommend, you need 24 for the you need 24 for the tachyon, which I recommend you get. Gives you 9 energy per fusion plant. You're going to have your 14 metal, 10 robotic. You're going to have, no, I'm sorry, you're going to have 15 metal, 11 robotic, and 3 nanite factories, and only 10 shipyards, because as we're building, we're going metal, robotic, shipyard, nanite. So now we're doing, and then we add command centers when needed. So we've gone command center, now we're building that, then nanite, metal, photon turret, robotic, and then we're going to terraform because we're out of damn room. Then once that's done, we go back to just, shipyard, command center, nanite, and then once we hit where android factories are of a similar cost to metal, we'll put androids up, and so on, and so on, and so on. I'm looking to get a planetary shield. It's already below 2 days. Or no, I'm sorry, it's not below. It's almost below 2 days. I'm sorry. So that's almost below 2 days. That's a little bit over. That's about 4.5 days, basically. That's roughly 4.5 days for a P ring. And what I'm looking to get is my, before I build the first planetary shield, I'm looking to get that down to about 40 hours if possible. Get it done within less than 2 days, and then pop up an antimatter, first antimatter, then shield, then another antimatter, and then planetary ring. Hope to get this within 2 days, and then get that done within 4 days. And that should be accomplished within the first week. Like, you should get to that stage within the first week. So what's antimatter going to cost me, though? How much time? 17 hours for an antimatter. So if we can get the antimatter plants fast enough. But then you look at it in terms of, fusion plants. If you got once again, as an upgrade account, I have theoretically unlimited area because I can make a bunch of these. Not a problem. So I can make a bunch of these if they're cheaper than that. I get 9 energy here. I would need 3 fusion plants for a shield and 3 for a ring, because a ring is 24 energy. What is a shield? Shield is a shield is 16. Okay, so I need 2 fusion plants for the shield. I'll have 2 energy left over. And then 24 for that. So I would need 3 for the ring and 2 for the shield and have some energy left over. So I need to build up 5 fusion plants, and that would be it. We'd be done. So within the first week, you should be set on it, and we're on day 2. I'm looking to have the economy of the base probably around 50 to 60 by then, before I really put out a P shield. Because right now the base, it's got a photon turret, a dreadnought, and 1,000 fighters. It's more trouble than it's worth to take it in terms of what you'll lose, the debris, the fact there's no trade to plunder. It's just not really a good target, which is why it's built that way. You build a target and you basically just build a base. Even if you have good defenses, if it's profitable, someone's going to hit it. Unless there's another motive, someone's going to hit it. So we're trying to keep this low, but push construction and production. And production simply if I need to build more fleet, or if I need to free the base when it gets attacked. You know, that's how it's going to go, which is where your command centers come in, because they get that 5% boost attack for each level. So about level 50 to 60 on the economy is where hopefully I'll be putting up my first P shield, and after that P rings. After that, the first P ring. And the first P ring, it should protect your base, economically speaking, until you hit around 120 economy. Now, I built my second P rings on Pass and Nightlife a little bit, I believe a little bit before I hit 120. So now these are pretty well protected in terms of how much damage they can dish out. Probably until around 180 for the economy. And none of my bases, except for this one and that one, are close to 180. And they're building the second level of P rings. And I got devils. I'm just not, right now it's just after the P rings, I'm just balancing out the structures because these were the planets that were, built first. These 9 were built first, and there were certain things I just was like, nope, I need this first. I need this orbital shipyard before I start doing anything else, because I need dreads, or I need this because I need jump gates, I need faster fleet, I need this because, I need more research labs for Tachyon, or I need this. So now it's like balance everything out and just make it even better. So end of day 2, 38 economy, and we're doing pretty good. Oh, and we've upgraded, oh god, where is the commander? Commander, what level are you? Kalen. You're level 8, and you're going to get upgraded to level 9. I'm also upgrading my production commander. She's not assigned to the base, because right now it's just, again, I'm just getting all my structures in line. Once I get all my structures balanced, I can put her into the production, into production. It's a little bit over 150 hours now for a Titan, so I drop her onto it now as level 10. It'd be about 140 hours for a Titan, which is not bad, but base production, I'm getting close at Devils to produce a Dreadnought in a day, which is freaking amazing, because I get the credits for a Dreadnought within 3 hours, so I get a couple bases like that, man, I can just start pumping out, 4 or 5 Dreadnoughts a day possibly, which would be crazy. That is a fleet of 40 Dreadnoughts just, strolling through your neighborhood would be nuts. But I want that backup fleet of like 4 Titans, because that's even better. And then all the research for Leviathans. So, end of day 2. There's where we're at, building our second photon turret. And about to hit the limit of area on our Astro, or on our base, which is an asteroid. So, we will see what happens on day 3.